Namaskar and welcome to my 10-minute report on farmers' protest. Let me tell you a short story. A family had a small vegetable garden in their backyard. Now they go on a long vacation for 3 months, locking their house. But even in their absence, the plants keep growing the best vegetables, and these vegetables reach the market on their own, sell themselves through a vegetable vendor, and fetch them handsome profits. Now you must be thinking I'm an idiot, or is this a fake news? Exactly, this is a fake news like our fake farmers. I am sure, friends, you are aware that this farmers' protest started in August 2020 last year, bang in the middle of the Kharif season. I am sure you also know that rice is the main Kharif crop. So, just in case you don't know, in year 2021, last year, Kharif season, which runs from June to November, we saw a record production of 144.5 million tons. In the last Kharif season, the production was 143.40 million tons. Rice was higher by 6.70 million tons. It's important to know that Punjab's contribution to the national rice production is between 25 to 31%. So far, so good. Now let's look at the Rabi season, which goes from November to May, which is continuing right now, bang in the middle of this so-called farmers' protest. Yes, right in the middle of this protest. Now, Rabi crops, friends, in 2021 season have been sown on 265 lakh hectares as compared to 241 lakh hectares last year, meaning the Rabi sowing is 10% higher than the last year. In another news, in early November, as per India Today, around 2 lakhs to 3 lakh farmers were converging at various entry points of Delhi, that is quarter of a million farmers. A quarter of a million farmers at Delhi's borders. Not just farmers, but able-bodied, well-to-do farmers on tractors. Haven't you seen these gyms, spas, theaters, libraries, mobile restaurants at Singhu border? Anyone who can stay for so long in winter has to be well-to-do unless financed by some vested interest. It's a simple logic. But while they were in Delhi protesting, organizing langars, enjoying spa and building bodies in the gym, India's farms were producing record Kharif and then sowing record Rabi crop. Strange. If the farms of India can produce record crops without these most able-bodied, well-to-do farmers on tractors, without them doing anything, then you need to ask two important questions. Either we have hit upon an automatic solution for farming that doesn't need farmers, or they want farmers at all. If the former is true, then India has the answer for world hunger, you may say. And if not, then we have been crying over scoundrels who were play acting on behalf of those who were actually working hard but getting nothing in return. Do you even know that 5,800 tons of food grains rotted in godowns last year? Do you know that 7,000 Indians die of hunger every single day? Do you know that 45 farmers commit suicide every single day? While the tomatoes costing somewhere between 45 to 50 kg at Delhi's Azadpur Mandi could fetch their producers, yes, the farmers, mere rupees 2 to 4 per kg. This simply proves that India was committing a farmers' genocide for many, many decades. 45 farmers committed suicide every single day last year, not because they couldn't grow anything. They died because they were growing record crops, because they got pittance. Why? Because someone in between, the middleman or the commission agent, known as Arthiyas, were creaming the main profit. They would lend money to these farmers for their basic needs at exorbitant rates. And farmers were being buried under an interest burden impossible to pay back. This was going on for a long time, until these farm laws. And the murder of our farmers was being done every year, and the sick system pretended that it didn't know why it was happening, until the new farm laws. You see, the reason why the country was sowing and reaping bumper crops in 2021, Kharif and Rabi season, is that the real farmers never ever came to Delhi. They were actually sweating it out on their farms. They were working their backs off on their farms. And the ones who are in Delhi actually are the fake farmers, the middlemen, the extortionists, the domestic terrorists, the urban Naxals, the Khalistanis, or whatever you want to call them. But they most certainly are not farmers. And the truth is that the real farmers of India are busy farming right now. Because the real farmers of India would never ever siege Red Fort. Because the real farmers of India would never attack cops. Because the real farmers would never ever insult Indian flag. Friends, it's time to expose these fake farmers. Or should we call them domestic terrorists? Or simply urban Naxals who want to wage a war against the state of India? It's time for you to decide. Friends, this report once again came with great efforts of our collaborators, partners, Drishtikon.com. It takes a lot of courage, lot of effort, and lot of feeling of service towards India that we continue our work against these enemies of India, the so-called urban Naxals. If you want, you can also join us by sending us research, analysis, information, secret information, or you can simply make us stronger by emotionally, morally, spiritually supporting us. Or if you want, you can also financially contribute in this work of dharma, in this work of our service to our own nation, our society. You can go down and see in the details. You can donate at iambuddha.net. Thank you for your cooperation. Namaskar. Jai Hind.